Oh no, a zombie! Quickly, get back inside! Lock the door, come on! Okay, there we are, safe and sound. Oh shit! Ah! If you build a base, it is of course quite important that you defend it with a bit more than 2 rusty nails and a half-broken plank. But what is the best defense and how long will it keep your feeble body safe? That is exactly what we're going to find out today. But first, I need to go over what qualifies as a base. As I am not a very demanding person and there are, zombies that want to eat my flesh and bones breathing down my neck, my demands for a permanent lodging are not very high. So the bare minimum will do. Your base should at least have a bed, quite some storage space, a generator to power your fridge and stove, or if you want to go caveman mode, a wooden stove. You'll also need a bunch of water collectors and a way to get food, but that doesn't need to necessarily be inside the base. But of course you can take your time snagging up these knickknacks. The important thing is we know now what should fit in the base and can start building the core of the ultimate base. Start the building montage. Okay, I know it doesn't look good, but it's got everything inside it needs. Now, to test the best way to defend this beauty, I have a couple of ideas. But first, I need to take a zero measurement. For the first test, I'll be simulating a regular zombie attack. This group of 30 zombies will attack me whilst I'm taking pot shots from the roof. Now I want to know how long it takes for them to enter the home and how many I can shoot down before the walls cave in. That time, I'll use to compare to the different bases and defense spreads to see which one is best. Okay, I don't think I killed a single zombie. Nope, not one. In total, it took the mob 45 whole seconds to burst through the door. Quite fast. Now for the second and final trial, we have the helicopter test. I first wanted to make a helicopter fly over the base, but after some consideration, it appeared that it's pretty difficult to manually demand the helicopter pilot to pay a visit. So I elected to simulate the experience of being spotted by a helicopter by spawning a shitload of zombies all around this dwelling. And doing this. Oh no. This time the base also did not do so good. But now we have our base values. Let's get to upgrading the defenses. The first thing I'm going to try is a simple blockade. I don't suspect that it will do much, but it's very easy to put together. At least if you haven't completely deserted civilization. Bring on the zombies. Well, that blockade was pretty useless. Broke through it in a minute. And the barricade was also very disappointing against the helicopter attack, lasting a similar amount of time. Next up, we have another common means of defense. A wall to keep out all the zombies. This one did better, but not by much. 2.5 minutes. And 1 minute and 40 seconds for the second round. Of course, a wall is way sturdier than just a garbage bag, and might even be easier to construct because of the abundance of wood. Nonetheless, it does have a massive drawback. That being that when the zombies are through, they're immediately able to walk to your house and start their demolition work. Also, very annoyingly, you can't shoot them if they're behind the wall. Now, when I did the trial with the obstacles, something became clear to me about the zombie mechanics. They really like demolishing objects. Maybe even more than they like munching on my brain. So that gave me the idea to make some modifications to my blockade from earlier. By spacing this stuff out, maybe most of the zombies will get stuck on the blockade and leave me to easily pick off the bunches that, get through. But no, they performed worst, with 53 seconds. And even when I spread out the zombies during the helicopter test, I still didn't get a very good result. And then I got the brilliant idea to combine the wall and obstacles. And that worked extremely well. With a time of 7 minutes 15 seconds and 13.5 minutes respectively, this was amazing. Also got loads of kills. It's just way out of league with everything else. It's amazing. But I do think I have an explanation for it. With all the testing I did, and I definitely didn't include everything in this video, I discovered that when you really want to build the very best defenses for your base, there's 2 things you need. The first thing is spread. Geographical spread is of course good. But you also want spread of breakthrough time. with clumps of zombies breaking through one after another instead of all at once. Walls are very good for that. The more health the better, because if there's a group of zombies spread out well around your base, the big clumps will come through first, but there will be quite few of them, and then there will be an increasing amount of breakthroughs with smaller groups or maybe just single zombies, which you then also will be able to handle quite easily. At least if they don't get a critical mass. Then, behind the walls you want obstacles, spread out in a ring or at random, doesn't really matter. As long as they just hold up the zombies whilst they're in firing range. Then during your defense you should quickly judge which area of the front lines needs the most attention. But just the most important thing is prevent being surrounded. Because then you're screwed. And as far as I'm concerned, that's about as good a conventional base as you're gonna get. You know, without putting in an outrageous amount of work. Of course, if you really want no zombie problem, you can go and live far out in the wilderness where there's no zombies. Or you could always build the good old floating base. But that's cheap. And for anybody that likes some realism in the game, which I assume are quite a lot of the folks that play Project Zomboid, you'll probably choose not to exploit that type of feature in the game. So I hope this was useful for your next base building session. If you have any ideas of how to improve the zombie defense of your base even further, please let me know. I'm quite interested to see what kind of techniques you use to keep your base safe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to stick around. Either way, I hope I'll see you next video. Bye bye.